A clip of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis misconstruing facts surrounding the history of slavery, abolition, and the American Revolution has recently gone viral. DeSantis argued that it was the American Revolution that caused people to question slavery. Many people are criticizing DeSantis for his idiocy, including multiple historians, according to a new analysis from Newsweek. Let's take a look at the remarks in question from DeSantis at a speaking event last Tuesday.
We are required to teach slavery, the post-Reconstruction and segregation, civil rights. Those are core parts of American history that should be taught, but it should also be taught accurately. For example, the 1619 Project is a CRT version of history. It's supported by the New York Times. They want to teach our kids that the American Revolution was fought to protect slavery, and that's false. We know why the American Revolution was fought. They wrote pamphlets. We saw them dump tea into the Boston Harbor. We saw them meet in Philadelphia, and we have the records of why they revolted against King George III. And so it was the American Revolution that caused people to question slavery. No one had questioned it before we decided as Americans that we are endowed by our Creator with unalienable rights and that we are all created equal. Then that birthed abolition movements. So you can't teach history that's being used to pursue an ideological agenda. You can't teach that the foundations of our country were somehow evil. Our founders pledged their lives, fortune, sacred honor, and they put a marker in the sand. Not everything lived up to it right away, of course not, but every major movement in our country's history has gone right back to those core principles. So we want to teach history, all history. It's got to be accurate, though.
The Republican governor tried to downplay a lawsuit over his oppressive Stop Woke Act, a law designed to restrict educators' ability to teach about American social ills. DeSantis has criticized teachers in his state who have sought to educate students on facts about racial and gender inequality. Unfortunately for DeSantis, his rambling last week showed why he's not to be taken seriously on those matters. After making his speech, DeSantis posted a portion of it via Twitter, and it quickly surpassed 900,000 views. However, it also attracted heavy criticism. Speaking to Newsweek, historians weighed in with critical assessments of the Florida governor's remarks. Professor Karin Wulf, who focuses on the study of 18th century British American history at Brown University, said on at least 3 levels this is wrong. The idea of natural rights didn't originate with the American revolutionaries. They were reflecting ideas that were widespread among political thinkers. Most egregiously, the idea that no one questioned slavery erases enslaved people themselves, who were active in resisting slavery both as individuals and collectively, and in refusing the logic and legality of their enslavement. Seth Rockman, who also works at Brown University as an associate professor conducting writing and research on slavery economics, suggested that DeSantis' actions suggest that Black Americans are part of a greater agenda stemming from white nationalism. Rockman said, DeSantis clearly has not done the reading for class, but his error here goes beyond ignorance of the last several decades of research on anti-slavery thinking and organizing over the 17th and 18th centuries. What DeSantis does here is more pernicious because it places Black people outside the category of we and Americans, a move that can only be understood as part of DeSantis' strategy to ride white nationalism to higher office. The higher office Rockman is referring to is the 2024 presidential nomination, in which DeSantis is widely seen as a potential rival to former President Donald Trump. DeSantis has recently toured swing states, headlining rallies for other Republican candidates on the ballot this fall in an effort to assert his national influence. While neither DeSantis nor Trump has declared an official run for 2024, it is likely both will announce following the midterm elections. Governor DeSantis is a graduate of Yale and Harvard University, so it is reasonable to make the argument that his ignorance in the viral video, in which he spewed misinformation about the history of slavery, is willful. If he gets his way, that ignorance will consume Florida's education system and has the potential to bleed across the nation if DeSantis is successful in a 2024 presidential run. Thank you for watching Raw Story TV. Please be sure to visit us at rawstory.com. Stay informed and tap below to take action by liking, subscribing, and joining all those who like their news raw.